What's up guys, it's Fight Nerd and I'm back with another video. Please hit the like button, share, subscribe. It keeps me motivated to keep bringing you guys videos. It's been a while for me, probably like a year, but I'm getting back into this. I think the last video I did was on the Canelo Caleb Plant fight. Yeah, so it's been a minute for me. I'm getting back into it. Boxing's been pretty exciting lately, you know, with these fights we have coming up. We also have Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis coming up on April 22nd. That's another exciting fight. Let's hope that nothing interferes with it. Let's hope it goes through. I'll speak on that one a little bit, but let's get into this. So we have David Benavidez and Caleb Plant in a couple days. I wanted to put this video out a little sooner, but I didn't get it. I was busy these past few days, and so I'm barely getting around to it right now. But yeah, it's exciting. I'm excited for this one. What can I say, man? I am excited for this one, point blank. I think that this is a good fight for them, you know, it's a good fight for them. And what can you say? Caleb Plant is coming off an impressive 9th round KO of Anthony Durrell. Very impressive, you know, to bounce back from that loss to Canelo. You got to admire Plant. I mean, he's not taking the easy road, you know. He's taking the risk to be great, and having Benavidez as your opponent is taking a risk. You have to admire him for that. You know, I really love to watch Plant. He's very skillful. Just a joy to watch. And opposite him, you have David Benavidez. What can you say? He has a very fan-friendly style, right? We know that. I've never seen Benavidez in a boring fight. I haven't followed his career to the extent that I have Caleb Plant's, for example. But I have to say the few fights that I have seen of Benavidez have been great, you know. Yeah, he's exciting. He throws lots of combos. He comes forward. He presses the action. I think you're always gonna have an exciting fight with Benavidez. Like I said, very fan-friendly style there. So yeah, let's get into it. You know, I would assume that Caleb Plant is the underdog in this fight, Benavidez being the favorite. I don't see nothing wrong with that. You know, I think it's deserving for Benavidez, but I think Benavidez, this is great for him. He's needed this moment. He's been wanting these big fights for a long time. You know, there's so many fighters out there. I don't want to say names, but you know, they're in your pound for pound. They're considered good, but their resumes aren't deep, you know. Either they're not giving us the fights that we as the fans deserve, or they're having obstacles to get the fights that they want to give to the fans. it's unfortunate, you know, it's an unfortunate thing that happens in boxing sometimes. But as far as Plant and Benavidez, they're both hungry. They're both hungry fighters, willing to take those chances to be great, and you have to appreciate that. So, observing this fight, I just want to give my opinions about each fighter. We know Benavidez' style. He comes forward, he presses the action, he throws lots of combinations. He has the stamina to back that up, which makes it exciting as well. This is going to be exciting. You have the pressure fighter versus the boxer. You know, Caleb Plant, he moves very well. He sets up his shots very well. He doesn't waste much, you know. He lands clean. Like I said, he sets up everything off that jab very well. He uses distance well. The ring, he has good foot movement. So the contrast in styles of these fighters makes for a good matchup. Caleb Plant, he's coming off the win with Anthony Durrell. Like I said, it was very impressive. You know, Anthony Durrell, I don't want to take nothing away from him. He was having his moments in the fight. I don't think like Caleb Plant was totally dominating him, but you know, Caleb Plant stayed patient in there. He didn't get rattled. He stuck to his game plan, and eventually caught him with a good one. And I think it was a candidate for knockout of the year as well. So good job to Plant. My hat's off to him. You know, there's so much beef. Let's talk about that. There's so much beef between the camps here. Jose Benavidez Sr. With Caleb Plant. Jose Benavidez Jr. Also arguing with Plant. They went to the gym to confront him. That was pretty wild. I didn't think, you know, I was totally shocked by that. So, I mean, what can you say? It makes for a great fight. You know, there's so many boxing conspiracy theorists. Oh, this is all fake. Everything's staged these days. It's so unfortunate. I think sometimes, it's just my opinion, people are so gullible. I mean, I honestly don't think that these things are staged. These guys dedicate their lives to the sport. This is something they've done since they were little kids. You know, I don't care how hard people want to try to make it seem like it's staged or it's WWE. It's not. These guys genuinely don't like each other. You could see that. And it's making for an exciting fight, no doubt. Benavidez being the favorite, you know, we know what he's going to bring to this fight. He's going to bring pressure. He's going to come to Plant. Plant's going to have to box very well. Use his jab, use his distance very well. I think that's very important. You know, how is this gonna go? We don't know. You know, Plant likes to move a lot. He sets up his shots very well. He uses the jab very well. I think Benavidez, like I said, he's a high volume puncher, high energy fighter, and he seems to turn it up even in the second half of the fight. I think that's where Plant is gonna have to be careful. I mean, in my honest opinion, I favor Benavidez to win this fight, but not by much. He's not a heavy favorite in my book. I could see Plant pulling the upset. If Plant, makes... I think Plant's weakness is his defense. He likes to use the shoulder roll at times, but his shoulder roll defense, it has a lot of holes in it, right? He hasn't perfected that shoulder roll defense. And I worry that, that's where he's gonna be susceptible in moments, especially as the fight goes on. Benavidez seems to get a second win during the second half of the fight. Plant can sometimes fade out toward the second half. But I think if Plant boxes well, uses his jab well, doesn't let Benavidez get set, Benavidez tends to fall forward on his punches, coming off of his back foot, and that leaves him vulnerable to being picked off. I think that's something that Plant is gonna have to utilize to his advantage. Knowing how to read Benavidez's footwork, it has its flaws, and it can be exploited at times. If you look back at some of his previous fights, he tends to fall forward on the front foot, taking his weight off his back foot, which leaves him susceptible to counters. I think that's, like I said, something that Plant could use to his advantage. He leans into his punches, I guess, and that he doesn't have the best footwork, but I think that's just in his nature. He's so confident in his abilities that he can overlook those things sometimes, but they are weaknesses to his game. Plant has to work on some of the weaknesses I've noticed in his offense is fighting. When he's backing up, he can't fight backing up very well. Again, his shoulder roll defense, he just shells up. He doesn't use angles with it, and that leaves him susceptible to the body, and that's a big target for Benavidez, and I think he's going to be looking for that. He's going to want to get Benavidez in that Philly shell defensive posture to take advantage. When he's squared up, Benavidez, he does a lot of damage in that mid-range, close range to his opponents, and I think that's going to be a vulnerable spot for Caleb Plant. I don't know. I'm just, I do feel like I'm gonna probably eat my crow on this, but I feel like there's a chance for Plant to pull the upset if he boxes well, uses good ring generalship, good footwork. It's gonna be key to Caleb Plant's success in this fight. Not letting Benavidez dictate the pace of the fight is going to be a huge benefit to Caleb Plant if he can implement that type of a game plan. If Caleb Plant does dictate the pace of the fight and is able to frustrate Benavidez, it could be a long night. I could see Plant winning a majority decision, close decision. I think if Benavidez wins, it's going to be by stoppage or KO. I mean, let's face it, Benavidez he reminds me of like the Diaz brothers. They just have that stamina, that energy, you know. And that's something that Caleb Plant, if he wants to have any success in the long run of the fight, the duration of the fight, that's something that he's going to have to keep in mind, is the stamina and the energy of David Benavidez. I'm excited for this one. I am gonna, you know, if I have to bet, I know there's not, I'm not saying that everybody's sleeping on Plant. I know that Benavidez is the favorite, but I will say this: don't be surprised, you know, if he were to pull off the upset, Caleb Plant. I mean, even with Canelo, he was giving Canelo problems, you know. But Canelo's very experienced. I feel like Plant wasn't giving Canelo anything that he hadn't seen before. So it's much like when Tank sometimes on the outside will say, oh, he's being outboxed, you know. But with his experience, he's just being patient. And I see a lot of similarities with Canelo and Tank, right? So going back to that, you know, Plant did have his moments with Canelo, but the experience of Canelo, I feel like Plant wasn't giving him anything that he hadn't seen before. And Canelo was just prepared for that. He took his time, and it was just a perfect game plan on Canelo's part. But I take my hat off to Plant. I mean, he did good while it lasted, you know. So that's all I got for on this one for now. I'm excited for it. Can't wait. We're only a couple days away. So like I said, you know, don't be surprised if Plant pulls off the upset here. You know, Benavidez, I mean, he I don't know, how do you say it, like he's sometimes, like his feet are planted in cement sometimes, you know. That's where Caleb Plant could have his moments, but we shall see. We're a couple days away. I'm excited for it. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Who are you guys picking? Who do you have as a favorite to win this fight, and why? Do you agree, disagree with anything I said? Let me know in the comment section. Also, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. It keeps me motivated to keep bringing you guys videos, and I'm off to the next one.